everyone, Smile with 7 here. Welcome to a new video. Today, this is going to be a top 10 video. Well, not a top 10, it's going to be a top 5, if you haven't read the title down below. This is going to be a top 5 wides at Alton Towers. Reason why it's a top 5 instead of a top 10, because it is quite a, there was a lot of rides I could choose, and I just didn't know. I love nearly all of them, except from a few. You know what I mean. Now, I got a list here on my little notepad so I know what I'm saying. Obviously, if I'm pausing, it's obviously because I just don't know what I'm going to have to say. So let's actually get this started. So up at number 5 is Enterprise at X Sector. Now this is located next to Oblivion and the Smiler. Maybe more on towards the Smiler. Enterprise is one of the oldest rides over there at this time, right now. And after the Flume, I believe it was a few years after the Flume. The ride is about... the ride time is 2 minutes long, I believe. It's quite an extreme ride. It's an extreme ride. Reason why it's at number 5 instead of number 4 on my list is because it is just it's just a full-on circle. There's not a lot of stuff you can do. Obviously, it's a flat ride. You can't do much else about it. So let's actually continue along. Up at number 4 is 13 at is it Forbidden? No, it's a Dark Forest. Yeah, at Dark Forest. 13 is one of those interesting rides which was made by Intamin, the Intamin Coaster Company, that made this ride. They actually did a very good job with the giving it the creepy factor and stuff with Alton Towers. And the only way, another reason, the reason why it's on number 4 instead of number 3 or 2 or even 1, in fact, is that it's not short. It's not short. It's a ride with an interesting thing, but it doesn't like to keep it in. It's one of those. It's like one of those rides. It's just that one thing. That's it. That's nothing special else. It's like nearly saying about my Finds and Freddy's things from last 2 episodes ago. Number 3 on the list. Sorry. Number 3 is Oblivion. This is located at X Sector as well with Enterprise and the Smiler, which the Smiler is on the list, by the way, if you all don't know. Oblivion is the first ever vertical drop roller coaster. It's the first of its kind, which was a dive coaster, It doesn't have loops, which is unfortunate, and the only thing which is another unfortunate is that it is very short. It's one of those shorter rides. But what actually fits in perfectly with Oblivion is that it has a very nice theming of a, I believe an asylum, again, of some sort. I don't know, but I believe it's one of those military campsites or something along those lines. I don't really know what the theme is with Oblivion, but I know it's got something to do with it's the same thing like what other people have, oblivious. You're oblivious on what's going to happen after the drop. That's all I know so far. Up at number 2, this one's going to be a shock to you all. Nemesis. Nemesis is one of my best rides, the coolest rides I've ever been on, and also one of the scariest. This ride is a oh, sorry, I got something stuck in my throat all the time. I don't know why. Nemesis is again another first of its kind, which is an inverted coaster by the people who made the people who made Oblivion, which is the B&M inverted coaster, I believe. It's not the first of its kind. It's like the second. It's the second of its kind. The first of its kind, which was Batman the Ride at Six Flags. I believe over Georgia. I believe it was. And Nemesis has the best theming around to date. I am not joking. It has a very nice theme to it, which is like a sci-fi slash thing. I don't really know, but I know it's like that. It's a nice ride. I can't say it's good. it's not bad. But if you want to know why it's on number 2, it's just the theming and the scaring factor of the ride itself. Now, before we get on to number 1, I'm going to give some honorable mentions out. First honorable mention is Sonic Spinball, which is the spinning coaster thingy-doo-dah. The reason why it's an honorable mention is because it's not bad. It's not the best. It's like, this is the same thing as 13 nearly. It's not the best. You can't expect much from a ride which has like spinniness factor. But that's the reason why it's not a number 1. Another honorable mention, which is Weta, Queen of Speed. This is one of the fastest coasters around Europe so far to date, which actually this ride goes up to 60 miles an hour. Now think of Stealth at Thor Park. That goes to 80 miles an hour, so it's 20 miles an hour off. But it's one of the fastest coasters around Europe and around UK. And obviously it is bound to be on honorable mentions because it is a roller coaster. It's one of the it's one of those rides which I don't like as much, but it's like pretty nice, scary and unexpected. Now the final honorable mention, which is sadly it's Galactica at Forbidden Valley. It's next to Nemesis. Reason why Galactica is there because I don't like the idea of the VR headsets on your head and such, and I really wish Air would stay there for a little while, because that's probably one of the best rides I've ever been on. And if Galactica was like not there, if Galactica didn't exist, Air would probably be up top with number 1. Now, speaking of number 1, honorable mentions are over now. That's just those 3. So I'll give out what is 5 to 2, top 5 to top 2. Number 5 is Enterprise. Number 4 is 13. Number 3 is Oblivion. And number 2 is Nemesis. I think I said 2 twice, have I? 13, 3. I think I have it, I don't remember. And then honorable mentions, Sonic Spinball, Weta, Queen of Speed, and Galactica. Now, if you guys know to my channel, you know that I love the Smiler 100%. I completely, if you guys disagree with the idea of the Smiler being up number 1, I completely understand. It's my personal opinion. This is the same thing as my personal opinion on the roller coasters in England, top 10 England roller coasters. So anyways, number 1 is the Smiler. This ride is the best of its kind, which is an intimate, not an intimate, I think I've rushed it nearly. The Smiler is the best of its kind, which is the Infinity Coaster made by Gerslinger. It's a German roller coaster company that was responsible of making the Soar the ride, which is actually the steepest coaster in England to date. Now, if you guys don't like the Smiler, again, I completely understand. It's one of those rides that people like, and then there's people disliking it at the same time. That's completely understandable. Everyone has their own opinions. But my opinion, the Smiler is one of the best rides, the best of its kind, and the best ride over Alton Towers to date. And even though the Smiler is disliked by many because of an incident happened with the crash with the test car, and then there's a passenger car, and they had to have people amputated their legs. That's completely understandable. I completely understand that people are scared of this ride because of that incident, but people need to know that that's all in the past, and they should really leave it behind. And even though it's the worst for them, I completely understand that they've lost their lives, like because of their amputated legs. They're not gonna be able to walk, even if they're gonna get like robotic legs, like robotic limbs eventually. So again, reason why it's the world record holder for the most loops. It's one of those extreme rides which I absolutely adore the most. and then there is the point of no return where it does the second climb, and I've been on this ride nearly 21 times, so I believe that's half, like double the dozen, two dozen, yeah, 2 dozen I believe. And again, like I said, people have their own opinions, and if they think that the Smile should actually burn, like demolish, that's other people's opinion. They're not gonna be able to do it because it's 80 million to actually make, and Jesus creepers, you can actually buy a football player for that amount of money. Probably who's his name? You can buy like Lionel Messi for that price. That's ridiculous. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Again, comment down below if you guys thought that the Smiley should not be a #1 spot. Think of your own opinion. Why could you think that could be a #1? Again, hopefully you like the video. Comment down below yet again, and I hope you subscribe for more of these videos. And I'll see you all later. Bye.